You're especially welcome to this segment of the program. I am still the amiable Inuagata no Sahai. This morning, the topic for our conversation is making your windfall a blessing. Making your windfall a blessing. You know, there are times that many of us listening to me this morning, there are times that we have received different forms of cash inflow that is outside our regular income. And this kind of cash inflow that comes in form of money gift, sometimes gift from your bosses, gift from relations, from relatives, and cash inflow from every other source that is outside your regular flow or regular income, maybe as a salary earner. Those kind of money are under the category of windfalls. Cash you receive outside your regular income, outside your regular inflow. They are windfalls. And interestingly, in our environment, I noticed some two names or phrases they use in describing this kind of money. Some people call it careless cash. And this careless cash often goes back carelessly because careful plans were never intentionally made for them on how they will be appropriated, on how they will be used. Some people also call it free money. And this money always goes back freely because intentional plans, proactive plans were never made for how to judiciously appropriate them or engage them. And that is why this morning, I'm teaching on how to make your windfall a blessing, or making your windfall a blessing. Now, this money, at the end of the day, this income, this cash inflow outside our regular income, we really cannot tie it to something of value. We cannot tie it to something tangible. If I'm to ask you now, if we were interacting face to face, if I were to ask you, that 20,000 naira gift that came to your hand 3 months ago, what is that thing of value you can actually tie it to? You may not be able to give me a positive response. And if I ask you, that 80,000 naira that came into your hand 6 months ago, what is that thing of value that you can tie it to? You may not be able to tell me. So that is why this morning we need to really learn how to make this windfall a blessing. We need to learn how to make them, add value to our lives. This is so important. One thing you need to understand is this: your windfall is not yet a harvest. Because when this money comes to us, our response to it is quite emotional. We just start spending spontaneously, irrationally, and we see it as a harvest, to start enjoying. It's not yet a harvest, but it's a seed for you to use to add value to yourself, either by way of using it to, maybe you want to register for a course, you need to learn a skill, you need to, update yourself to the next level, or strengthen your savings target. These are things that they should be used for and all that. And probably you want to go into entrepreneurship, go into a line of business. There's what they call side hustle in our environment, and you may want to, go into a particular side hustle as a career person or as an employee in that system or organization. Windfalls can actually help you to achieve those goals faster. So understand that they are not yet your harvest. They are seeds for you to plant to generate more harvest or to add value to yourself. So what you are going to do from henceforth is for you to get a notepad or get a file, put some papers inside, and just write plans for windfall, or you could title it "Making My Windfalls a Blessing." Plans for windfall, proactive plans for windfall. Then ask yourself, if unexpected cash inflow that is outside my salary, like 50,000 naira, comes into my hand, how will I make it to be a blessing? How will I use it to add value to my life? I will write it down. Now, if an unexpected 500,000, because some persons have actually received those kind of money gift that is outside their regular income flow. Some have even received 1 million. Different people receive all kinds of money gift. Some have received 10,000, 5,000, depending on, the situation. Money outside your cash inflow. If an unexpected 1 million naira comes into my hand, outside my regular cash inflow, how am I going to make sure that this money adds value to my life? How will I use it to better my life? You know, you write those things down, which could be, oh, I'll register for a particular, skill, or register for a particular course, maybe online, maybe offline, register for that master's program I've always desired to register in, register for that foreign program, or invest into a line of business. You may even be a student in that higher institution, and you have this your regular, stipends that your parents give to you, to just move yourself forward in a higher institution. But it now happens, probably an uncle sent you a money gift in addition to what your parent gives to you. That becomes a windfall for you. How will you use as a student? Because you can be a studentpreneur, a student that is into entrepreneurship. How can I judiciously and wisely use this money to add value to myself? It is very important we do this kind of proactive plans for windfalls, so that these windfalls can be a blessing to our life, they add value to our life, and when the money finally comes, our response to it will not be emotional. Our response to it will not be irrational. Our response to it will not be spontaneous. This is very, very key. When money comes into your hand, when you receive that alert, it just hits your account, you get the text message, boom, you become a little bit emotional, you become a little bit restless. It's like you want to spend, and you may become so spontaneous that you spend on things that may not be of value to you, that may not be of importance to you. Just because a friend is buying XYZ product, you decide to also buy that XYZ product. A friend is engaging an XYZ service, you decide to also do the same, just because that money is with you. But if you take proactive financial intelligence plan for this kind of windfalls, you have itemize or put down things you will do with them should they come. That is you exhibiting financial responsibility, displaying financial intelligence. And like I said before, when the fund finally comes, your response to it will not be emotional, it will not be irrational, and then you are able to use it to make to be a blessing to your life. I believe that profound value has been added to you today. The subject of our conversation has been making your windfall a blessing. How to make your windfall a blessing. Number one approach is for you to see it as not yet your harvest, but your seed to plant to add value to your life and make it a blessing. And then sit down with yourself, open a file, open a notepad, and then begin to write, if these kinds of monies come into my hand, how am I going to engage them positively to add value to myself? I believe that lots of value have been added to you today, and you can connect with me online. Just search for my name, and then let's take this conversation further. Ask your questions, and then from my device, I provide answers to you. I'll be seeing you next week, Wednesday. Now, when I return, I will still remain the amiable Inuagata no Sahai. God bless you.